My dad has taken on the challenge of dominating with Liverpool. Now, it doesn't sound much of a challenge, does it? Until you realise he's heading into uncharted waters as he's actually taken over the Liverpool women's team as their new manager. Because currently they are sitting rock bottom of the Women's Super League and haven't won a single game all season. There's no Virgil van Dijk or Mohamed Salah. Dad's got to build this team with no knowledge of the women's game to try and dominate and, of course, win the two biggest prizes in women's football, the Women's Super League and the Women's Champions League as well. Right, now taking over the Liverpool women's team. They're not as good as their men's team.
No, they're not.
They're one of the worst in the league, in fact. You can see here the season preview puts them down in 9th place. Only Everton, West Ham and Leicester are below them. Now, Chelsea have been very dominant in the Women's Super League. I think they've won the last 6. Arsenal have a very good team. City have a decent side as well. Even Man United to some extent. And London City is the newly promoted side. Yes. But they've got all the dosh.
Yes, they have, yeah.
They've got a lot of money. So, very interesting with them being the only club that isn't obviously got a men's team affiliate. All the rest of them seem to do, and pretty much every single one, other than Leicester, is a Premier League side as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was the reason why I took over Liverpool, really. I looked at the league sort of positions and all that, and I thought, well, I was surprised how low Liverpool were.
Yeah, because I think they're second from bottom in real life, aren't they?
Yes, they are at the moment, yeah. And that's what sort of made, right, I'll pick Liverpool then and go for them. Just see what it comes to. Because no one's played the Women's League yet, so I thought I'd have a go at it and see how it goes.
Okay, well, you signed one player in the transfer window.
Good signing.
From London City.
They're starting to release a few of their players.
Yeah, 180k. Good player in Isabel Goodwin. Yes. Striker. Bit of a target forward in there, because 5'11" in the women's game's very tall.
It is tall, yeah. She's
good
she's
strength.
taller than me.
Yeah. Good jumping reach, good pace. I didn't say anything. I think she's quite a good player, to be fair. Finishing. Now, it's going to take some getting used to looking at the valuations and working out what's good in the women's game, because obviously it's supposed to be kind of realistic to what the women's game is, and the money is nowhere near as silly as what the men's game is in terms of transfers. But if we're looking at the rest of the side, Liverpool do have some good players in there.
Yes,
and we're looking at Marie Herbinger, who's a Austrian defensive midfielder, or attacking midfielder by the looks of it, actually. A lot of 15s in there.
She looks good, doesn't she?
Very good player.
Very good, yeah.
Really good player. Current ability 4.5 star compared to the rest of the team. Only 24 as well. We've got Sophie Roman Hogg, who's another good player. Cracking striker. Look at that. Only lacks a little bit of pace, really. Norwegian. She's like the women's version of Erling Haaland with a little bit less pace, but great finishing ability, heading of 18 as well. Cracking player. Then we got Fuka Nagano, who's kind of like your last star player, I would say. What a playmaker.
Yes.
Great very physical attributes.
Yeah, it's very good,
that vision of 15, the passing ability of 16, good first touch, good dribbling ability. Yeah, she's very good. And again, only 26.
So I've got good little squad, really, when you look at that, really. And
the age-wise is kind of in your favour. It's not, there are a few players. You've got 2 players here who are in their 30s. One of them, Gemma Bonner, who is 3.5 stars, so she probably play quite a lot as a centre-back. But the rest of it, I mean, backup goalkeeper, then 29 years of age.
Yeah.
So you might be all right. Now, with this as well, the challenge for you today is try to dominate the women's game. We want to win that Women's Super League, and we want to win the Women's Champions League as well, which is obviously a hard task to ask for when the Women's Super League has been dominated by Chelsea.
I would say when we know how good Chelsea and Arsenal are at the moment, and Man City are coming through, so obviously the money, like you said, is at London, so it's not going to be easy.
2014 was the last time Liverpool won the Women's Super League. It was a long time ago. They hadn't even finished in 3rd ever since then. It has been pretty much dominated by Chelsea. Arsenal and City have got 1 title in there each. But yeah, let's see what happens in season number 1. With no expectations in season 1, it was time for Dad to try and suss out this Liverpool side and begin working out a plan of attack for future seasons. And it looked like he wouldn't be far wrong if he looked to build his team around Marie Herbinger, who had an excellent campaign, scoring 22 goals with 10 assists and in just 29 total appearances. With the other outstanding performer being the left-back Bernabe, whose season overall was very impressive and also included 12 assists. Unfortunately, no such luck in the Cups, as Dad's ladies failed to get past Manchester United in the semi-final of the League Cup, and only the 5th round before Manchester City knocked them out of the FA Cup. They can certainly be pleased with their Super League finish though, a third place spot and only a point behind Arsenal. In terms of players in, Dad's second summer in charge, he brought Carrie Jones back to the UK for a very good price of £140,000. But Ellie Wheeler at right back might be the better signing overall, and was a weak position in Dad's side. Setting his girls up in an attacking 4-2-2-2, dropping into a deep 4-4-2, which throughout pre-season had mixed results, picking up a couple of wins but losing to Barcelona 3-1. Not a bad transfer window then, Dad. Didn't exactly spend the money that you were given either. I mean, 325k in there for Ellie Wheeler was a good deal, by the way.
It was,
very good right
that
back.
she came to me, but there was a few players that I was chasing really just weren't interested in coming to my team.
Yeah.
So I don't think, even though I finished third in the league, they're not looking at me sort of saying, yeah, you're the team I really want to come to. So I was struggling to get the really good players really that I could afford.
Yeah, Carrie Jones also joined as well, of course. Good midfield option there. And we've changed the tactic ever so slightly, going 2 up front from the off in possession.
Yeah.
And obviously dropping into the same as what you were using previously with the out of possession. So let's have a quick look then at the best 11 pick and how that lines up. So that allows, Capox and Goodwin to be up front.
Yeah.
And obviously you got more players in and around. Herbinger actually drops to centre
midfield. She drops back to there. So it was a chance that I was taking that, playing her in that position, but I just wanted a sort of a bit more solid in defence, really.
Okay.
With having 2 players up front and really going for it and the 2 wingers as well. So a little bit of a gamble. I know she can play there, but hopefully it pays off.
All right. Well, you didn't get another centre back in, which does surprise me because centre back wise, Hannah Silcock isn't that good. Gemma Evans,
it might come back and bite me. So I'm just taking a chance, really. I mean, Gemma's not Gemma. Mrs. Wheeler, can't remember her first name now. Right back.
There he is.
Emma Wheeler, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, she should have been in the first team, really.
Well, Fisk is quite good, Grace Fisk. So right back wise, yeah. All right, well, will you be punished for not sorting out that centre-back option instead and going for the right back? Let's have a look. Because the season preview still sticks you around, losing where they are, 6th place there. So not quite as high, but still higher than where it was last season. You got 3 newly promoted sides coming in there, and I think the league's got bigger. Am I right in saying the league's? I think it's 12 last season, wasn't it?
22 games last season.
So it's gone up to 14 now, which is it's great having extra games in the league, which would be fun to see. But now, of course, we also might be playing UEFA Women's Champions League. So board expectations of this in the first season is to reach the knockout playoff round. I'm guessing it's very similar to the men's version
league,
of how that is, so it goes into one big league, I imagine, or are we still at the Champions path at the minute? Looks like it is groups. It's like sort of group stages. So all right, we'll have to see how it plays out, and we'll have a look and see how it sort of formats throughout the season. Here we go, season number 2. Second season in charge, and a rather impressive one too for Dad as manager of the Liverpool women's team. There were 3 players who scored over 20 goals this season, with Goodwin, Capox and Herbinger leading the pack with 24 in total, and this led to a lot of success this season. After overcoming teams like Leicester and London City in the semi-final, Dad's Liverpool got all the way to the FA Cup final, and with Chelsea to face, went in as the underdogs, and yet they pulled off a massive 4-2 win on the day. Not only that, but after losing on penalties to Real Madrid while trying to qualify for the Champions League, they dropped into the Euro Cup, or the Europa League equivalent, and got all the way to the semi-final where they played Paris FC and ended up beating them 6-2 on aggregate to face Bayern Munich in the final. The final is played across 2 legs, and things away from home couldn't have gone any worse for Dad's side as they lost in the first leg 2-0 in Germany. However, what a second leg, and what a performance from Capox, who scored a hat-trick in the home match which helped Liverpool on to win 5-0 and lift the second trophy of the campaign. Right, first trophy, 2 trophies in fact this season.
Oh, come on, Glasses is a good season.
Yeah.
Well, I dropped a little bit down in the league, but I'm going to take that, a European trophy and the FA Cup.
Yeah, so this is basically the Europa League, I imagine, because you missed out on actually qualifying for the Champions League, losing to Real Madrid. Tricky first tie to qualify in there.
Yeah.
But the Euro Cup, which I imagine is basically the Europa League, which you eventually got into. You knocked Rangers out along the way. The quarterfinals against Racing Power from Portugal. Then semi-finals knocking out Paris FC to then beat Bayern Munich, who had to beat Norwegian side Brann in their semi-final as well.
Didn't just beat them over.
Well, he absolutely smashed them.
Right
Crossed two
down,
legs, which was weird. You, 5-2 there. Lost against them 2-0 in the first leg, beat them 5-2 or 5-0 in the second. But yeah, as we say, it's not the only one. You also won the FA Cup, and look who you beat in the final.
Yes. That's just makes it even better result, really.
Yeah.
Beating them in the final. So, yeah, hard game.
Especially with them taking the lead as well. So, well done. 2 good results there. As you say, you did drop down in the Women's Super League, but the fact that obviously you've won 2 trophies out of it, I think we can forgive you for that. 48 points.
If you said to me I was going to finish 5th in the league in my second season without telling me what I had done in my first year, I would have took that every day.
Yeah.
You're only looking at it disappointed because I finished 3rd last season, but 2 trophies in the bag as well with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that every day of the
Absolutely.
week. Yeah.
Chelsea and Arsenal, Bowder Outlet, they had the same record all the way through and almost the same goal difference too, which is quite impressive, really, how close they were in the league. Let's see then, squad-wise, who performed well for us this season. We got 24 goals there from Herbinger from centre mid, which is quite impressive.
Yes, I was pleased with that, to see that she still scored that amount of goals as well, and 11 assists as well. So
yeah,
she's done well from that position, really.
Capop's got 22 and 10. Isabel Goodwin, obviously last year's signing, 21 goals, which is very good. Yeah. So I think maybe centre back and striker might be your 2 weakest places, but what a transfer budget, £2 million.
It is when we looked at
when you consider
all the
prices
players that I can afford now. Yeah, so look out now.
Yeah, all right. Season number 3 is going to be a fun one. Let's find out what happens. I'd have 4 transfers coming in. Lazelle was one of them. There's a defender, that centre-back / defender, not exactly improving the defence.
Do you know, I'm still struggling to get players to come into my team, really.
Yeah.
In the positions that I really needed them.
Yeah.
I got some really good players willing to come to me in other positions, but I didn't really need them too many. But
here's the big money signing.
This one, I think this is probably my best signing yet so far. She's going to be really good for me. She plays on that wing. She's quick, but she can also score as well. So it's cover for the strikers as well as the wingers, really. Yeah,
Bakari comes in as the new number 10. Then we've got 2 more signings. Another one for nearly £500,000 there, Constance Picord from SC Fleury 91. So she is a goalkeeper, 29 years of age.
Yeah.
Good reflexes and stuff like that. So we did see, obviously, your other goalkeeper was like in her mid-30s, so probably the right time to switch things around. Then we got Vicky Beccio here from France, another French player coming in. A winger who can also play up front again.
Yes, so I've got both the wings covered there, but they can also be covered for the striker as well, and they both know how to score goals.
Yeah.
And they're both quick. That's the main thing, really. And she's only a young girl.
Yeah, so let's see how it sets it up. So, we've changed it around.
Yes.
You're going a bit gun-ho here. I like it.
I've got the 2 wingers in. There's 2 quick wingers, so yeah, and I've gone all out now this season to go for it, really.
Where has she gone, though?
On my main girl?
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Marie Herbinger at age 26 goes on a free transfer to OLL. Not great, Dad, losing her.
It wasn't, but she's not going to sign a new contract. Not a lot I can do.
Yeah.
Disappointed, I tried to, but yeah, she's gone.
Okay, so setting up without her, do you think it's a better team even though she is gone? Or do you think, I mean, the 2 great attacking signings in Bakari and Beccio who come in on the wings.
I just got to hope that Holland does the same job as her, really. It's a big loss for me. I'm losing what she scored 20 odd goals with
she top scored 2 seasons in a row
and 11 or 12 assists as well. So it's a big player to lose. So hopefully Holland can step into her boots and do the business for me, really.
All right. Well, let's have a look at the fixtures then, because now that we know a little bit more of the understanding of what's happening, you've got the qualification for the Champions League up next against Brann. Now, they've reached the semi-final of the Europa League version, the UEFA Cup version, the season before, and obviously Bayern beat them. So technically, if we're going off of that, you should be winning.
Yes.
If we're thinking that way. So you might be in the Women's Champions League this season, but the first game against Manchester City in the Women's Super League. Let's have a look at the Super League itself. No games been played. Just the 14 teams in there, so I think that was obviously just that one season where it kind of expanded. Now, that season preview puts you in 6th place, still around that halfway point of the league.
Yeah.
Still Chelsea and Arsenal at the top. But yeah, the Champions League, we've won 2 cups already, including the FA Cup. We're the holders of that one. So, yeah, what do you think expectations for this season? I think definitely qualifying for the Champions League, get through that round there.
A better run into that, possibly get into the knockout stages and pushing for a 4th or 5th again.
Yeah.
You know, getting
best of the rest.
Yeah, getting amongst the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see if you can accomplish that. The 2 new signings slotted in well to Dad's side and contributed a lot in terms of goals, with Bakari scoring 19, while Betchel scored and assisted 12 each, leaving Isabel Goodwin as the top scorer for this season after Herbinger's release, with Capox not far behind either with 20 goals herself. Towards the end of the season, Dad's side took heavy losses to Chelsea and Manchester United in the Super League, which did not end well for Dad in the Super League as Liverpool dropped down into 5th place. In the Champions League, however, Dad came across one of the better sides in the women's game in Barcelona, and yet they stood firm and pulled off a massive upset, winning both legs and knocking them out of the quarterfinals 7-2 on aggregate. The semi-finals were played after the last game of the Women's Super League, and it was Manchester United, meaning they had just whooped Dad's side 6-0 just days before, but on this occasion, the home leg, Dad's Liverpool went out and won 4-2 to take the first leg advantage. What's even more shocking is that the second leg went just as well, and Dad even stopped the rampant United side from scoring once, winning again 2-0, meaning they go through to the Women's Champions League final, and it's the toughest team to face, Chelsea ahead, who again just beat Dad in the Super League weeks before 7-1. Dad even took the lead, but that's when Chelsea grew back into the game, and eventually they got themselves level and finally ahead 2-1. But miraculously, the plucky underdogs in red fired back again and a second of their own, and went on to create history and win the first out of 2 trophies Dad needs to complete this challenge, as the Champions League was won 3-2. Well, a Champions League win in season number 3.
I don't know where that's come from. To beat Chelsea again in a final, obviously I'm a better team than them in the final, but just over one game, I can do them.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I'm really pleased with that. That just came out of nowhere, really. Oh, wow. So pleased with that.
League phase in 4th place, so you skip the knockout playoff round. The quarterfinals knocking out Barcelona.
That's a hell of a result as well, isn't it?
They're one of the best teams in the world in the women's game. 7-2 as well. Semi-final beating Manchester United 6-2. Of course, then Chelsea in the final, who, of course, were playing. It must be Leon. I believe that is. Yeah, it looks like Leon, who, of course, stole your player last season. Yeah. So, yeah, a bit of revenge there.
She wish she stayed with me now.
Absolutely, as the Champions League winner. But let's have a look then at the Super League and how you got on in that competition, because Chelsea beat you 7-1 in the Super League in the same month, pretty much. But Arsenal went on to win it. Chelsea finishing 4th.
So they had a bad season. And that goes to show. I mean, they finished 4th in the league and they lost to me in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
So
very close between the top, though. Look.
Yeah, I'm
3 points. You were.
I'm getting there now.
7 points behind.
I'm not far beyond them now. I'm building that little squad really up to sort of getting close to them now.
Yeah. Spurs were the worst team in the league again. What a surprise! They've gone back. But in the other competitions, Chelsea actually won the FA Cup. They defeated Arsenal in the final there, and then the League Cup, you were knocked out of the group stage where Arsenal defeated Chelsea, so they're just beating each other.
I'm going to say, it's them 2 teams all the time, innit? So you just know that when you get to a big final, it's probably going to be one of those 2 teams as well.
Yeah, it is hilarious that you played both Chelsea and Man United in the last few games in the Champions League, who both absolutely smashed you 7-1 and 6-0 in the games leading up to the semi-final and the final.
Yeah.
Talk about sort of hustling your opponents.
I just played that. I've just played my reserve side against them.
Yeah. We can't. You absolutely demolished us.
7-1. What are we going to do?
Yeah. How are we going to get over this?
Will they be back in time?
Brilliant.
Oh yes.
Isabel Goodwin, 28 goals and 16 assists. That was not a bad signing for the last couple of years, wasn't it?
So yeah, I'm pleased with that. Yeah, good signing.
She hasn't done too bad at all, considering she didn't play much in that first season.
No, she
She's
didn't.
done really well.
Yeah.
Capox with 20 and 13 as well. 19 for Bakari. Betcha with 12 and 12. So two of the new girls there coming in and doing really well as well.
Holland didn't do bad from that position where I needed to do 11 goals, 13 assists. So
Yeah.
I'm pleased with that. She's done well, really, for me.
All right, well, hopefully you're not going to lose any more players. 2028, you got everybody signed on for another year at least this season, which is a bit of a relief. You don't want to lose any more of your star talented players. But £2.5 million in the transfer budget to bring in some new players for season number 4. Now, this was definitely your best transfer window yet.
Yeah, I think
Without a doubt.
winning the Champions League sort of helped me big style, really.
Yeah.
I was approaching players and they were interested in coming to me now.
Yeah. Got the centre-back you needed that you've been crying out for in Esme Morgan. So she joins the club.
She can play with both feet as well, so she can play either side. So yeah, it's a good signing for me, really.
Even Navarro, great free transfer. Pinching him from Real Madrid.
Yeah,
very good winger. He can play both sides again. Melvin Millard as a free transfer is unbelievable. She is fantastic. Obviously a part of Arsenal's team there. Was at Manchester United. One of the better girls in the Women's Super League. Can play up front. Can play from that left wing. She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Very good player. And she started, the season well, because you haven't played any games yet, but 3 goals in 7 European Nations League games for France, as you can see there. But then the final signing, pinching them from Manchester United, 400k. Anais Ashworth-Clifford is an 18-year-old new gen.
Yes, it could
come
be
through.
could
Our
be a little
first
bit
ever
bargain, really.
women's new gen.
Yeah, I mean, she's in that sort of attacking role that I play, attacking midfielder. Like she's in her finishing 16, so she knows how to score goals, really. So could be worth a little chance on this girl, really. That's why I took the chance, really.
Yeah, 4-star potential, 2-star current. Sticking with what we had and locking her in.
That's where I'm taking the big chance. That's where I'm taking the big chance. I can see something in her. I think she can do it for me, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm locking her in that really, really important position for me. Take a chance on her and see what she can do for me.
Okay, well, of course, winning the Champions League last year means you don't have to qualify this year, so that's a nice little Brucey bonus there. Let's have a look at the season preview. Where does it put you this time? Only in 6th still.
Yeah.
They really don't rank you, do they?
They don't, but you can understand why. You know, Chelsea and Arsenal are really, really good with City following them, but they're getting me. I'm getting closer and closer each season, so
yeah,
the odds are coming down.
Okay, well, let's see if we can win the Women's Super League in season number 4. After a cracking transfer window, the hope was that Ashford Clifford and Melvin Millard would slot in and support the big scorers of the last couple of seasons. That didn't necessarily happen, though. They, in fact, replaced them as the main scorers. Mallard scored 22 goals, while Ashford Clifford banged in 24 with 12 assists at just 19 years old. Unfortunately, though, it was another disappointing campaign despite the new Wonder Kid in the Women's Super League, as Dad's side finished in 4th place. It was another amazing run in the Champions League though, until Dad faced Arsenal in the semi-final, where they lost the first leg 2-0, conceding in the second and the 91st minute of the match. In the second leg though, Ashworth Clifford got the plucky underdogs back into the game within the first 7 minutes, and that's when it all changed. Luck was on Liverpool's side and they make another Champions League final. The final was against French side Lyon, and it was a massive back and forth contest where Dad had to come from behind to eventually level it 2-2 to take the game into extra time. Former Liverpool star Herbinger got an all-important assist in the 94th minute to give Lyon the lead. However, once again, Liverpool never gave up and they came back with 3 goals, 2 being scored by Mallard in back-to-back Champions League wins. Well, back-to-back Champions League wins. And look who scored the winners as well. Yes. Melvin Millard, the new signing, 113th and 117th minute, getting the goals. Bunny Shaw actually put them in the lead. Of course, Lyon, the bit of revenge that we needed in the and Bunny Shaw is fantastic. She's 32 now, but she is unbelievable. But yeah,
I'm looking at that and looking who scored my second goal.
Yeah,
that's the young girl that I locked in that position. So I'm pleased to see that she's performed.
She's getting involved
in the top game.
Yeah,
scoring a goal in the top game. So yeah.
Back-to-back Champions League wins though.
Really
still can't even finish in the top 2 of the Women's Super League. Crazy.
I'm getting closer. I mean, you look at the teams that's in front of me now. That's the top 3 teams as we know.
Yeah, you say getting closer, you're nowhere near in points.
It's not, but to finish 4th in the league, I'm still pleased with that. But The 2 Champions League titles I've took so far, well, out of this world.
Yeah. FA Cup was a semi-final exit to Manchester City, as you can see there. Went on to play Man United in the final. So let's have a look then at the squad. The Champions League winning squad. Top scorer was young Anais Ashworth-Clifford. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Didn't that pay off?
Only 2-star current ability, and she was the top scorer. Crazy.
Didn't expect that. And
no.
I mean, you're looking at it and you're thinking, you can see that she can get better, but I didn't expect that.
No. 24 goals across the whole season with 12 assists, which is great.
Yeah.
So 22 goals from Melvin Millard. Looks like wingers really chipped in this season, and strikers maybe missed out. Ava Navarro, who played quite a lot, 32 games, got 13 and 14. Isabel Goodwin, who had the most goals last season, only 13 this season. So yeah, lots of places to strengthen, I think, for next year, and they give you doubled the budget.
Yeah.
£5 million.
Well, you're going to win the Champions League. You expect to get the money for it, don't you?
Yeah. So big money signings could come in. However, there is a lot of players whose contracts are about to run out. 9 in total, all of them running out. Couple of players who have played a few games, but nobody of substantial, like, first team quality.
No.
Isabel Goodwin is next year, so it might have to be something that you look at then. But for now, I think you're all right. I think this transfer window tops your last.
Well, it had to, really. If I've got $5 million to spend, I've got to start looking at sort of getting some really, really good top players in. So, starting with this girl, yeah.
First choice goalkeeper. You've got a left-sided centre-back, both from Brighton for the same price, $650k. Then Jade Rose might be the best player that you brought in the whole summer. The Canadian defender, plays centre-back. Already improves the centre-back that you had from the last season.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Star player. She is class.
Yeah.
Very good. And then we got 2 more coming in. £1 million
yeah,
for Neuskin.
If Chelsea are going to let one of their best midfields go, I'm going to take her. So that's what I've done.
Yeah. So 28 years of age in her prime. And then we got Ariadna Mingueza from Granada, $350k, another midfielder. You could also play left wing as well.
Yep.
So just bolstering the squad with that one, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Obviously, you lost quite a lot of players on free transfers, so yeah. But you've changed the out of possession.
Yeah.
Switching it round into like this cross formation. In possession stays the same. Out of possession goes into like a more of a cross. Any reason for that?
Not really, no. I just wanted to sort of... I wanted to keep the front 5 as it was, really, but then I wanted to try and make it as defensive as possible. But I didn't want to leave two strikers up there. So I've just brought one of the strikers back into the midfield a little bit, really.
Yeah.
Just to help the midfield. I didn't want to get caught too much because the young girl, Ashworth, I just didn't want her to get caught out too much. So the other girl just drops in to give her a hand, really.
Okay. Right. Well, let's see. No starting, obviously, with qualification because of the win again. So the Super League preview, does it put you any higher after back-to-back Champions Leagues? 4th, there we go.
It's getting a little bit
better.
18 to 1 now instead of 25, so yeah.
Yeah, closer to Manchester City than what we were. Absolutely. Season number 5 then is this year that you're picking up the Women's Super League. The player stats this season was a big drop-off. Liverpool went from multiple players scoring over 20 goals to this season, none, with the highest scorer being Goodwin yet again. A big drop-off from Ashworth-Clifford, who only bagged 11 all season. The most impressive thing was the assist with Becco and Navarro, notching 13 and 16. Yet again, though, it's disappointment in the Women's Super League. A 3rd place finish and 8 points behind champions Chelsea. And after back-to-back Champions League finals, it was an early exit from that competition too in the knockout playoff round. Luckily for Dad and Liverpool, it wasn't all that bad because of the League Cup win earlier in the season against Arsenal after an extra time winner. That wasn't all either, as Dad got his ladies to the FA Cup final against Manchester City and also battered them to lift another trophy to make it 4-1. Well, the 4-1 FA Cup win kind of saved the season a little bit.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Because you won the League Cup as well, but I think after back-to-back Champions Leagues...
They don't like playing against me in the Cups, do they?
No, after back-to-back Champions Leagues, obviously Arsenal knocking you out in that and went on to win the Women's Champions League in quite an early stage as well.
Yeah.
Didn't do as well in the league phase, as you can see, getting knocked out the knockout playoff round by Arsenal. Tough draw, but still.
It's one of those things, isn't it? You sort of like, you ride your luck for so long. I rode the luck for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It finally come back and got me, even though I felt I had a better team. Finished better in the league.
Yeah.
So I've got a little bit closer again. One more position, so there's just gradually chipping away. Not far behind Arsenal this time, no, only 5 points this time.
Yeah, they lost one game and still didn't win the league.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah. That is crazy.
So I'm looking at that season, really, I'm going to take that as still a positive season.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Most goals were scored by Caterina Macario. 31 she got from Chelsea. That's how many games did she play? She only played 26.
Yeah.
31 goals and 14 assists. That's unbelievable numbers.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal from the USA international. But there we go. So that's what you got to come up against. Lauren James with the most assists as well, 17. Probably a lot just giving in the ball to Macario.
Yeah.
How did your girls perform, though? Did we see more progress from the youngster? We've got Isabel Goodwin back with the most goals. They have dropped off massively, by the way.
They have, yeah. I mean, for Isabel to come through and score that amount of goals for me, which is my very first signing, it still looked... I mean, you'd expect her to be scoring the most goals, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pleased with that. I've seen it was her, but I'm disappointed with the rest of the team, really.
Anais Ashworth-Clifford, let's see the development. Has she got any better? There is a little bit of development there.
Slowly getting there, isn't she?
She's only 20 still.
She still hasn't let me down, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's, how many goals did she score?
She's got 11 and 10.
She still hasn't let me down in that position for such a young girl, was she?
So,
yeah, pleased
okay.
with that as well.
All right, well, recruitment for next year. 4.6, still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Still a lot of money. But we got 14 players whose contracts are about to run out.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about what's going on behind the scenes. This shouldn't be happening, really, should it?
So 4 players from the first team, including Goodwin, including Becco.
Yeah.
At the minute, contracts are running out. Right, Isabel Goodwin's gone, Dad.
Yes.
Didn't sign on.
Nope. Oh, I've struggled to get her to agree to the contract, but yeah, sorry to see her go.
All right, well, let's see the girls that have joined. 800k for Kyra Cooney-Cross from Arsenal. Signing players from the rivals. I like it. And she's fantastic.
Yes, that's a really good signing, this, isn't it? Yeah.
World-class Australia. 109 caps for Australia, and she's only played 28. She's
if
only
I can
28 years
weaken
old.
one of the other sides, the top sides, that's just even a Brucey bonus for me as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So that was a good sign-in. Captain from Chelsea, 650k. Another midfielder.
Yeah.
The Dutch player as well. Plays quite through the spine. Not exactly, I would say, good at any of them. But an all-rounder sort of thing. Not like stands out in one.
Definitely one of my signings where I like to sign like good squad players, don't I? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got Anna Sandberg from London City. Again, another team in your league. Left back, 27-year-old from Sweden.
Yep.
So a good player there. Then we finally, we're looking at another player there from Lyon with 750k. A right back, so that's the second right back you put. Another good one though. She's very good, French international. But then finally we've got Valeska and Porter, again from Chelsea. 750k midfielder, Belgian international. But yeah, some good attributes in there. So how are you going to fit them all into your team?
You're not going to fit them.
Switching it around again.
I'm not going to fit them all in, but I'm playing a lot of players in midfield, so I can fit most of them in. I've made my defence a little bit stronger, I feel. So it is just a case of getting them in, really.
Yeah.
But what I do like is that Ashworth is still getting into the team off her own merit, really.
Yeah.
I'm not sort of locking her in since the first season, so pleased with that as well.
She's growing and developing.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's have a look. The start of the season, we have got to qualify because we didn't obviously finish in a good enough spot. Caskiviet, I don't know who that is. It's an Italian team, I imagine. Yeah, it's an AC Milan one. So it's the AC Milan women's team. So I imagine in real life they're probably just called that, but it's because obviously the name fix. But yeah, that's who you've got to face and overcome to get yourself into that Champions League again. But of course, the Women's Super League is something that we are looking at because you've already won the Champions League and you're getting closer. 12-1 this time round. Only Chelsea and Arsenal are above you. Is this the season? This season, Dad's front four all chipped in with a lot of players across this Liverpool side getting double figures for goals and assists. And we also need to make sure that you are subscribed because over 30% of you have not done so yet. Carpox was the top scorer with 19, but Ava Navarro shone with 12 goals and 21 assists in total. Once again, it was an FA Cup final final, and it was another win as Dad's side defeated Chelsea 5-1 on the day to lift another trophy. However, there was no Super League 1 yet again for Liverpool in season number 6, as Arsenal take that honour by 9 points while going unbeaten. And what makes it worse is that's the same Arsenal side that also faced down in the Champions League final and beat them on the night 1-0. Oh, FA Cup final win against Chelsea, which you absolutely battered them 5-1.
I did, yeah.
Great result there. But it looks like Arsenal are now the team to beat.
Yes.
Because they finished a lot higher than you in the league.
I mean, it's great to be finishing second place, but I'm not even close to Arsenal really on one. So, and then also losing the Champions League final.
Yeah.
So disappointed, really.
The type of player that they've got,
really
by the way.
done me over, didn't they?
So, unlucky.
Yeah.
You drew against them in the league, defeated Bayern Munich 6-0 in the first leg of the Champions League, then lose 2-1 at home. Crazy. Yeah. How does that work out? But in the league, we are still struggling to win, and they went unbeaten.
Yes. I mean, I only lost 3 games in the league.
Yeah.
So I deserve to be where I am, but I'm still a long way behind, 9 points.
Spurs survived, though.
Yes.
Good to see, yeah. Okay, I did just see then as well, Emma Hayes has been sacked by Chelsea. So that is massive, because she has been there for a long time. Yeah. If you think Emma Hayes is one of she's the only women's manager that I knew up until Serena Wiegmann. So, yeah, she has been there for a long time. Well, she's actually gone back into it, as you can see there, 2028 to 2031. She went to the US national team after she left Chelsea.
That's right, yeah.
So she went back to Chelsea, and she's been sacked again after they've obviously had a bad performance there. Okay, well, squad, how did they all perform this year then? 19 goals from Capox. Melvin Millard with 17, both 30 years of age now. And Ace Ashworth, though, that's an outstanding season.
She's definitely let me down the 3 seasons of that, has she?
30 goal contributions, 21 years of age, getting better and better each season as well. But we've got Bakari, who's stepping in with 14 and 10, 12 and 21 for Eva Navarro. Very impressive from her. And Kyra Cooney, what was the last thing? Cross, has done quite well as well from that midfield position, getting 12 assists. Obviously, the new sign-in there. So
I'm getting close. I've got a strong squad now.
Yeah.
Just needs a little bit of tinkering, I feel, and maybe 1 or 2 another world-class defender, I feel.
All right. Well, you got £2.7 million in there. 17 players are about to go out of contract. How many of them are first-team players? It is quite a lot. You got Ava Navarro going out, Capox going out of contract, Ellie Wheeler as well. All right. Do any of them stay? Let's find out. 3 very good players, Dad, and 2 more £1 million players as well. Jamila Rankin, left back, who could also play left centre back.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
But she's very good indeed.
Yeah. Quality
player. Another Australian player that we got from Seattle Reign. The American names on this league are phenomenal. We're going to see a really good one in a minute. From Leon, Sylvia Larice. You love a good Larice. Hugo, big friend of Hugo's.
Yes, I am, yeah.
Sylvia Larice, defender.
She plays right across the back 3 as well. So, yeah, I'm really pleased with that as well. So, yeah.
All right.
Like I said, I had to strengthen my defence, and I felt I've gone out and done a really good transfer window with this, really. I didn't need midfield players. I had a season of midfield players last, didn't I?
Yeah. Bruninia is the last player at Gotham FC. What a name. That's so good. Big fan of Batman, me, as you can probably tell from stuff that tends to be in my background. So, Gotham FC, love to see that. But Bruninia for £1 million player. Again, very good.
Yes, it looks very good as well.
Right back. You lost one of your right backs, left on a free transfer. Did the rest of them stay by the looks of it? They did. So the ones that were about to go, Capox, she stayed. So she signed on for a new deal. I can't remember the other one who was about to go as well, but I think they all sort of stayed outside of the right back who did leave the club. So let's have a look then. Tactically, switched it up again.
I've gone for it.
Yeah.
With the midfield players that I've brought into the team, I've strengthened my defence up now. I just think this is such a strong squad now that why wouldn't I play all these players up front and go for it? That's what I've done. When in out of possession, I've tried to defend it again and got everybody back into that midfield position to defensive midfielders.
Yeah.
But I mean, my forward line now, that front 5, they look just so dangerous, don't they?
Yeah.
Goals can come from any one of them, I feel.
Well, it's a ballsy play, but we know on this new Foot Manager, that stuff does kind of work. We've got the Women's Super League, no qualifications for the Champions League after where you finished. Season preview still puts you in third place.
I'm surprised why they put me behind Chelsea, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought Chelsea might be. They got obviously their new manager Rita Garino, but yeah, I thought you would be in there now with the signings that you've made.
I mean, you've got to look at the squads. They probably have got a stronger squad than mine, but we'll see.
Okay, well, season number 7 then. Is this the year Dad can lift the Women's Super League with Liverpool? Another season where there was no outstanding players in terms of scoring goals. However, 6 players in total finished on double figures, with the biggest goal contributions come from an ace, Ashworth Clifford, who not only scored the most with 18, but had the most assists as well with 16. She did score the opening goal in the Champions League final too, which stayed 1-0 until eventual winners Arsenal began banging in goal after goal in the second half, unfortunately defeating Dad 4-1. This was probably a spark of revenge, however, because just a month before this final, Dad played Arsenal in the Women's Super League and absolutely smashed them 5-1. With this coming off the back of a long run where Dad's Liverpool side were beating everybody, including Chelsea as well. Because this was finally the year as they lifted the Women's Super League trophy after an unbeaten season as well, and the second trophy that Dad needed at Liverpool to tick it off. Oh, almost a crowning moment.
I'm going to take it.
Losing in the Champions League final, but the Super League has been won.
Have a look at that
unbeaten season as well.
Yes, I mean, when Arsenal are going to have a bad season, you've got to jump in quickly.
Yeah, better than their unbeaten season.
Yeah,
with 5 draws.
So I jumped in quickly, got the job done.
Yeah.
Champions of the Premier League. So yeah, pleased with that.
Super League, sorry,
Women's
Super League. So yeah, most goals were scored by not our player. Who's that? So that's an Aston Villa player there. But we didn't even have any. I mean, Jamila Rank. No, that. Not even any of the players are there are yours either, which is kind of hilarious, really. Because they scored the most goals, you had the fewest conceded.
Yeah, I played 5 up front.
How did you concede the fewest with that tactic? Makes 0 sense.
Hey, mate, when I lost the ball, I was defending like in numbers, wasn't I? So it goes to show how good of defence I bought, though, wasn't I? I did say I was going to buy some good defenders, got them in.
Yeah.
And let the forwards do the job for me, and they won the league for me. The defenders, I would say.
Well, there we go. I mean, the goals, he didn't really score that many goals. And Ace Ashworth Clifford was the top scorer. Of course, the youngster you brought in for a long time ago now, 4 seasons ago.
16 finishing that, so I think that was
Quality
a great
player.
signing. That was a great signing.
Yeah.
Out of all the players that I spent a lot of money on, she was probably one of my best signings, really. I think it was like 700. Did I spend 500,000 on her? And she's still not worth a lot.
No.
And you think, well, she's done in the 3 seasons she's been with me.
Yeah, so not bad player at all. Even Navarro was the other player that was about to go out of contract, and she stuck around, as you can see. So there she is. That just reminded me there. 17 goals from Bakari, 13 from Capox and Navarro, and Melvin Villard only got 12. So, but she's dropping off. She's 31 years of age.
I've got 6 players there in double figures of goals.
Yeah.
So that's or I didn't get a leading goal scorer, but 6 players in double figures. That's what it's going to win you the league, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, let's have a brief look at the history then since you took over as the Liverpool manager as we fire this one off. 2 trophies in the 2026 season, 1 right after that, and then every season you did win a trophy at the very least. 3, which I think one of them was like a Super Cup, which it obviously counts here. Then the FA Cup last season, the Super League this season, on top of course, getting to that Champions League final. Very good, Dad. The first experience of the women's, or the women's game in Football Manager.
It was interesting.
Yeah. Very
interesting. I think you've got to study the players a little bit more and try and find those little gems, I feel. Like you said, the money's not there as in value of the player. You don't look at a player and think, if he's 50 million player and you're buying a really good player. All these players are under 2 million.
Yeah.
So you really, really got to go out and try and find these really good players if you've got the money to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you that's when it gets hard. If you haven't got the money.
Yeah.
If you're less than 1 million, They're there to find though.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me know if you want to see more videos around the women's game. If you want to see stuff like this, where we take sort of a team from the lower leagues and take them all the way up to the Women's Super League. If there's enough interest there, we'll absolutely do it. But I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for getting to the very end. Make sure you are subscribed, and on screen right now, check out this video here, because Dad spent 10 seasons as the manager of Sunderland. And if you think that tactic was balmy, you wait till you see this one.